Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today this is game week 31 of the Premier League predictions. It's been quite a long time since I last did the Premier League predictions, but it's back. So yeah, let's get into the video. Right, and the first game comes from Anfield as Liverpool take on Watford. Now obviously Watford, their last game was a 2-1 away win, in fact, against Southampton. Obviously, their last game against Everton was off due to Everton in the FA Cup. So, Watford, they beat Southampton 2-1 in their last game on the 13th of March. So, they ended March with a win. But obviously, Liverpool, their last game, a 1-0 win in the FA Cup against Nottingham Forest. I did watch a bit of that game after the Tottenham game ended, and I think Liverpool played alright, to be honest. Not Liverpool, I think Forest actually played okay in that game. I think they gave Liverpool a very good game. I think Liverpool's goal shouldn't have really stood because I think it was offside. But yeah, for Watford, it's a big game for them today, obviously. Earlier on in the season, it was 5-0 to Liverpool, but last time these two played at Anfield, it was a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Obviously, the last two meetings between the two teams have been at Vicarage Road, and one win went for Watford and the other went for Liverpool. So yeah, I think Liverpool will win this game quite comfortably. I'm going to say Liverpool 4, Watford 0. I'm going to say 4-0 home win for Liverpool. Alright then, so the next game comes from the Amex Stadium. It's a big game, to be honest, as Brighton and Norwich go head to head. Obviously, two sides who haven't been good at all. Norwich, they've lost the last Norwich have lost the last 7, and Brighton, they have lost the last 6 games. So who will end their streak today? Will it be Brighton or will it be Norwich? Obviously, Brighton, they lost 2-0 to Tottenham in their last game. Norwich, they lost 2-1 away at Leeds, and it was that absolute heartbreak for Norwich. They scored in the 91st minute thanks to that goal from Kenny McLean, but then Joe Gelhardt scoring in the 94th minute to win Leeds the game. But today, it's a big game. Norwich, after this, they've got Burnley. So the next two games, this game today and next game for Norwich against Burnley, it's quite a big game for Norwich. But today, Brighton, they do have to win this game, but I think defensively they are quite sloppy, Brighton, at the moment. That's probably why they've lost the last 6, because defensively they've just been sloppy as. And this may shock you, but I'm going to say a 1-0 away win for Norwich, and it's Brighton defensively. They can't really defend at the moment, so I'm going to say a 1-0 away win for Brighton. Alright then, so the next game comes from Turf Moor as Burnley and Manchester City go head to head. Obviously, it's a big game for both Burnley and Manchester City. Manchester City needing a win to stay top of the Premier League. Burnley needing a win to survive in the league. They're currently 4 points behind Everton. Everton, in fact, to play tomorrow against West Ham, but we'll speak about that game later. Obviously, a win for Burnley. They go 1 point behind Everton in 17th. So a big game for both teams today. Manchester City winning 4-1 in the FA Cup in their last game against Southampton. And obviously after this for Manchester City, they've got some tough games coming up. They've got Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, then they've got Liverpool, then they've got Atletico Madrid again, then they've got Liverpool again. So they've got a few tough games coming up. Manchester City, obviously Burnley, after this, they've got 2 winnable games against Everton and Norwich. So yeah. But today, there's only one team that's winning this. It's got to be Manchester City. They're just too good at the moment, City. De Bruyne, during the international break, players still on fire. So I'm going to say Burnley 0, Manchester City 3-0 to City. Right then, so the next game comes from Stamford Bridge as Chelsea take on Brentford. Now, obviously, with the current situation, like with all the sanctions being placed with Chelsea, there probably won't be many fans at the game today, and it's probably the same with away fans. So yeah, obviously this is the West London derby, I think. So it's a bit of a derby, but it doesn't really mean a lot. But to be honest, this game probably doesn't really mean a lot, to be honest. Chelsea are probably going to finish third. Brentford are probably just going to finish mid-table. It doesn't really mean a lot, to be honest. I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Brentford 1. 2-1 Chelsea. Right then, so the next game comes from Ellen Road. It's a big game, to be honest, as Leeds take on Southampton. Now, I have no idea what's happened to Southampton, but they've somehow lost the last 4 games. Obviously, they lost to Villa, they lost to Newcastle, they lost to Watford, and obviously they lost to Man City. And obviously, Watford beat Southampton, so is this a game that Leeds could win? But, Southampton, I have no idea what's happened to them. I'm sure it's probably the same with the players and stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on at the moment with Southampton. But after this, they've got Chelsea and Arsenal. So those are 2 tough games. Then they've got Burnley, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Liverpool, and they finish off the season against Leicester. So the remaining fixtures of the season, there are a few easy ones in there and then a few hard ones for Southampton. For Leeds, it looks like they have stayed. It looks like they probably will stay up. They're 60th, 29 points. They're 7 points clear of Watford, so I think Leeds will probably be in the Premier League this season. But they've won the last 2 leads, and their last game against Wolves, what a game that was at Molineux. 2-0 down, and they came back to win 3-2. Brilliant, to be honest, for Jesse Marsh and Leeds. But after this they've got Watford, then they've got Palace. Then they got City, Arsenal, Brighton and Brentford. So the next 2 games today potentially could be winnable for Leeds. Watford away could be winnable. Palace probably not. City no. Arsenal no. Brighton and Brentford possibly. So they could get maybe a few points in the remaining games. Leeds, they could get probably... They could probably maybe get 9 to 12. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But, Leeds, I reckon they won't lose today. I'm going to say a draw. I think, because Southampton, I don't know what's happened there, but I'm going to say 1-1. 1-1 for me. And the next game is a Midlands derby as Wolves take on Aston Villa at the Molineux. Now, obviously, Wolves, I have no idea what happened to their last game. 2-0 up against Leeds, and they somehow lost 2-3. They lost 3-2. They lost 3-2, and I just have no idea how Wolves lost that game. I didn't watch the game, but yeah, Villa, it's not going well for them either. They've lost the last 2 games, obviously. So both teams coming into this game with needing a win. Obviously, Villa, they got Tottenham next, so that's a big game for them. Wolves, after this, they got an away trip to Newcastle on the 8th of Feb, which is next Friday, so in 7 days' time. So this game will be a big game for both Wolves and for Aston Villa. It's 8th versus 9th. A win for Wolves. A win for Wolves sees them go up to 7th, and they go above West Ham. That'll be good for Wolves. Villa, they've lost the last 2, and I'm sure they'll want to win this game. Obviously, Villa, last time they lost away was against West Ham away. So yeah, but to be honest, Wolves, this game will be quite hard to predict, I think. For me, I'm going to sit on the fence and go with another 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. Alright then, so the next game is for Saturday night football as Manchester United welcome Leicester to Old Trafford. Now, Leicester, they won 2-1 in their last game against Brentford in the Premier League. For Manchester United, they lost 1-0 in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. And obviously, I watched a bit of that game. Obviously, I watched the game when I was on that residential trip with school, and United just don't look great at all. They look so bad, if I have to be honest. United, you know, they just didn't look good at all. But, you know, their last Premier League game, they beat Tottenham 3-2, which was so annoying. But, yeah, you know, United, they've got Leicester, Everton, Norwich, Liverpool, Arsenal and Brentford in the next 6. So there are some games that are tough for Manchester United, you know, Liverpool, Arsenal, but then they got a few easy games, you know, Everton, Norwich, Brentford. But yeah, Leicester, you know, they're probably not going to get Europe, so they'll probably finish mid-table. Manchester United currently sit 6th, so a win for them. They do go into 5th, and they go a point behind Arsenal. So they can't go into the top 4, but they can go a point behind Arsenal today. So yeah, but you know, being a Tottenham fan myself, I really want Leicester to win this game because, you know, if we win our game against Newcastle, we go. Yeah, well, I'll speak about the Spurs game later, but for me, Manchester United, you know, they want to bounce back with a win after the game against Atleti, so I think they will bounce back with a win. I'm going to say Manchester United 2, Leicester 1. 2-1 United. Okay, so the next game comes from the London Stadium. It's West Ham in 7th against Everton in 17th. 10 places separating West Ham and Everton. Everton, I just have no idea what's going on at their football club at the moment. They go and beat Newcastle. They go beat Newcastle in the 99th minute. And then the next game, you go see them get battered in the FA Cup by Crystal Palace. And Everton is just, you know, sometimes they just win it dramatically and then they go get battered the next game. That's what happened, you know. They beat Newcastle in the 99th minute and then they go get battered by Palace 4-0 in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. So, yeah, but, you know, obviously they didn't play their game against Watford because of their game against Palace. But you know, Everton, can they win this game? Probably, well, they could, but you know, looking at West Ham, you know, their last game, they lost 3-1 to us, and but yeah, you know, I think the second half West Ham were probably the better team, but yeah, you know, West Ham will probably want to win this game because they've got a big Europa League game in the quarter-finals against Lyon. So that'll be a big game for them to look forward to. I'm at the London Stadium for the second leg in France. But yeah, you know, West Ham, probably in the next 3 games are winnable. Everton, Brentford and Burnley before they play games against Chelsea and Arsenal. Then they got Norwich, Man City and Brighton at the end of the season. So yeah, West Ham, put in the comments, guys, do you think West Ham will get Europe? You know, they're sitting 7th. If Wolves win today, West Ham will go 8th. So West Ham will be begging for Aston Villa to do them a favour. But I think West Ham will win this game anyway. Everton, they're just not good at the moment. So I'm going to say West Ham 2, Everton 0. 2-0 to West Ham. Okay, and the next game comes from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As Spurs, we are up against Newcastle, whatever. You know, it's a big game for both teams, to be honest. Well, I think especially for Tottenham, Newcastle, they've turned it around massively. You know, they were literally like 19th, and now they're 14th. Like, just got to give a random applause there to Eddie Howe. He's done an absolutely brilliant job. But Newcastle, they have lost the last 2. They've lost the last 2 games 1-0. They lost 1-0 against Chelsea. Chelsea scored in the 89th minute. They lost 1-0 to Everton. Everton scored in the 99th minute. So they've clearly done well, but they've only just lost by like a scrappy goal or something. But, you know, looking at us, you know, we need Leicester to win today. And if obviously, we're on 51 points. Arsenal are on 54. Arsenal's goal difference is 13. Our goal difference is 11. That game against Everton was kind of good for us, to be honest, because we scored 5 goals. If we score 3 goals or more, we go into 4th. So this game's kind of big. The next 2 games are kind of big. Tomorrow's game against Newcastle and next Saturday's game against Aston Villa at Villa Park. So yeah. But you know, we've won the last 2 games against Brighton and West Ham. Brighton, we played okay. West Ham, we played okay. But you know, I think we might win this game. Newcastle will be up for it. You know, they'll wanna beat us, but I think we will win. I'm gonna say Tottenham 2, Newcastle 1. I'm gonna say 2-1 to Tottenham. Okay, man, and the final game comes from Selhurst Park as Crystal Palace welcome Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, the next 2 games are against the A23 clubs, Crystal Palace and Brighton. But, you know, Palace, to be honest, I don't think they're a team to mess around with at the moment. You know, they are unbeaten in the last 2. Palace are unbeaten in the last 6. They got 3 wins and 2 draws against Burnley and Man City. Obviously, Palace, last time they played on a Monday, they drew 0-0 against Man City, and that is a really, really good result for Palace. But, you know, Arsenal, though, again, they're doing well at the moment. You know, they got a win against Aston Villa, and I watched that game, and I think Arsenal were just really good, to be honest. Villa were really poor, to be honest. I don't think they're playing well at all, and I think Arsenal were the better team. But this will be a tough game for Arsenal. Palace are doing good at the moment. You know, last game, 4-0 win against Everton, completely destroyed them, Crystal Palace. And then, you know, they've got an FA Cup semi-final to look forward to in a few weeks against Chelsea. But, you know, Palace, I generally think they'll give Arsenal a game, to be honest. You know, last time these two played at Selhurst Park, it was a 3-1 away win for Arsenal. But, yeah, you know, and obviously Palace, last time they beat Arsenal at home, you have to go back probably past 2013. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but Palace, and they got 2 wins against Arsenal in the previous 17. 6 of them have been draws, 9 of them against Arsenal. I think Palace, their target probably for this game is probably to get a draw, like they did against City, because, you know, Palace gave them a good game, but, you know, Arsenal, you know, they will be up for this. You know, last time it was 2-2 at the Emirates. Again, Palace giving them a good game. But I think this game will have goals in it. I'm going to say 3-2 to Arsenal. I think they'll get a win, probably just by like that much. So yeah, I'm going to say 3-2 Arsenal. So yeah, anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Smash like, subscribe, and hopefully this video will be out before the Liverpool game. You know, the Liverpool game kicks off at 12:30, and it's currently 9:17 at the moment. So I'll try and get this out quickly as possible. So yeah, see you in the next video.